halls were booked, the hard vinyl chairs stacked for the homecoming. But all Clare's freestyling 70s stars have are romantic memories of what might, or even should have been.
The level of expectation on Clare was extraordinarily high at that point because we had beaten all the teams, home and away, generally speaking, in the league. We were one of the key teams at the time. So roll on 1977 in the Munster final in Thurles.
Steelers lined up and the game is on. And Cork, the All-Ireland champions in the all-red jersey with the white collars. Clare, the National League champions in the gold with the blue hoop.
People are always talking about this hoodoo about Clare, but there was never a word about this, about Biddy Early and all this stuff. There was never a word about it in the camp.
We had the confidence of winning the league, winning the semi-final, and really going into that game, we couldn't see ourselves being beaten.
It was a very, very good game now. There was a high-scoring game and a very fluid game, and we were top of the ground hurlers at the time, young, very fast, very quick, very skillful team.
Johnny Callan who fluffed it, then to Colm Honan. Colm Honan shot, and it's another one from Colm.
Now we were up against a superb Cork team of its time. Like they ultimately became the 3-in-a-row team, and they had the stars of the team.
Bowman swing. This is Jimmy Barry Murphy, hurler and footballer. And this is Jimmy Barry Murphy, shot it, square!
I remember coming up to half-time, we were up a couple of points, and then there was that incident in the square.
So John Crowley getting Cork on the attack. Referee Noel Dalton whistling there for a foul on Charlie McCarthy. Referee Noel Dalton having a word there with the umpires.
One umpire didn't see it at all. Noel Dalton didn't see it, and the other umpire said that he busted him with his head. Now, Ray Cummins, and he's a good friend of mine, but I have to say he should have gotten an Oscar going down right and such. And of course, Cork were crafty. They were closer than what we were, and we were down a man.
With Jim Power being sent off, really destroyed the game completely because at that time we had no idea about tactics, about how to cope with 14 men.
So Jim Power certainly looks as if he's off. There he is, a disconsolate number 3. He's been sent off.
They had pulled ahead by 6 or 7 points, so we were really pushing very hard. Now, we were down a man in the forwards as well, so it was a case of running at them, and I got a break.
Johnny Callan to Colm Honan. The shot from Colm, and it's in the net.
The goalie was slightly unsighted until it came past him, and he told me himself afterwards that he was feeling sorry for us and he let it off, but...
Then referee Noel Dalton brings it to the end. Cork are still the Munster champions.
Even though we were beaten, we didn't see it as the end of the road. We saw it as an incentive for us to really work hard over the winter and come back again the following year.
And the second day in 1978, the game was there for us. It was there for the taking.
The tension in the build-up that had gone on for so long, it was one of those games that just never took off. It became just an arm wrestle.
Pat Marlin, out by Seamus Durant as Jimmy Barry Murphy came in. Clare not showing any of the teamwork that we'd seen so often in the National League campaign.
After that day, when we had lost that day, deep down, we all regarded as, that the bus had passed and we hadn't got on.
And there it is. John Maloney blows the full-time whistle as Cork win their 36th Munster title. But really, it was not a great Munster final and such a bitter, bitter disappointment for Clare.
That whole era was a romantic era in many ways in hurling terms. Even though we didn't ultimately win the Munster Championship, but by God, I'll tell you one thing, we gave it everything we had.
That's one title you don't want to have, is the best teams that never won a Munster Championship. My son plays with Clare now, and it's a great honour to have a son playing with Clare, but they grew up different to what we grew up. They had absolutely no fears in the world of Cork, whereas it's probably the opposite to what Ger and myself went through,
2013, after the victory, we were in the banquet in the Burlington, and I had a young lad playing in that, and a few of them came over and they were kind of slagging us off a bit. Look at the old fellas, and you never won anything. And I was saying, lads, look, if you were playing in our era, you would never have been heard of. You didn't even get to the Munster final. You were beaten in the Munster semi-final. You'd be gone, Davey be gone, be a new manager, and you start all over again next year.
As the championship hits its stride, here's Colm Key's shorthand notes.